Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Xbox International Podcast. I am your captain today, the crazy one. And joining me today is Plume here because Silent Cypher just couldn't make it today. And Sourblow, I think Sourblow's been kind of busy with Star Citizen, right? Because I mean, we got some news from Star Citizen. He's heavily,
He's.
yeah, he is, right? Kind of like he's like pretty much working with Star Citizen, isn't he?
I
Oh,
heard he's sleeping under his desk right now because he's working 7 days a week and not allowed to go home.
Boom, since you're on screen, how you doing and what have you been playing, brother?
I am doing great. I've just yesterday and the day before, just been jumping into Starfield Shattered Space DLC. That's what I've been playing. And I've played some other stuff that I talked about last week, but the last few days has just been Starfield Shattered Space. I've been going through that, exploring the new planet and everything, and yeah, it's interesting so far. I'm guessing we talk about it later, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. What about you, Louis?
Me, what I've been playing? Plume, I've been going on through a list, man. I gotta tell you this though, Plume. I finally finished Hogwarts Legacy. It's done.
Nice.
It's over. It's out. I finished it. I'm out. No more. I ain't going back to part two. I'm not going back. No,
You
no,
don't
no, 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 no.
you burnt out from it, or did you not like it?
No, I loved it. It was great. It was great. It's just like wow. Here's the thing with with this game, right? Like ever since you like get to learn the final spells, like everything just becomes easy. It's just to get easy, like the fights and everything with the bosses and the bad guys. It was just too easy for me because I got too damn good, you
Yeah.
know. But other than that, though, it was a great game. The story was good. The animation was good. Oh man, it was just on the dot with everything. Perfect. I had fun. I had fun. Again, for me, like I was talking about this morning, like I had two gaudy contenders last year. One was Hogwarts Legacy, right? Since I played it now, for me that's number one, and number two would have been Starfield. But hey, you know how it is. You know how those game awards is. So Plume, since you're playing Shatter Space, give me your review on that game. For how far have you played it? Give me your review because we all saw what happened out there on media. Again, they're talking bad about this game. They're trying to throw shambles into it. They're looking at the Steam numbers, like saying, "Oh man, only 19,000 people playing it. It's not doing good." But guess what? I mean, when you look at the list of the other games that Bethesda has, I mean, there's still people playing Fallout 4, which is 12,000. Skyrim online, I think it was like 13,000. I mean, seriously, there's people playing these games. I don't
Yeah.
understand why do they always got a shame because it's an Xbox game. But yes, give me your review about it because I have not played it yet. I mean, I have it installed, I have it on the go, but man, I've just been playing Evil Dead with Mandalorian Martin and Dead by Daylight. I was taking a little break from long games, and now I don't know why, but Metal Gear is calling my name. It's saying, Lou, you got to play Metal Gear. Go through it again. I don't know why, but seriously, give me your review, Plum, on this game. I want to hear your thoughts about it.
So it's gonna be. I don't have deep enough thoughts yet. I've played like 3-4 hours. I want to say I haven't
Okay.
finished it. But what I've played so far, I am enjoying it. Like the world, the extra planet that they've built, very beautiful graphically and aesthetically. That from when you compare it to like other parts of Starfield, this one has like a lot more like colors and stuff. Like it's pretty cool what they were able to build here. The enemies, I forget what they're called, but they're like these like ghosts vortex things that are pretty interesting. So I'm at that point right now where I'm going and there's I don't want to shouldn't spoil anything, but um I'm at a quest here where I'm really starting to figure out more as to exactly what is going on. Because you kind of start off, you're getting off trying to figure out what's happening on this planet. Why are enemies the way that they are? Why are certain things going down? Right. So I'm at this quest now where you're kind of discussing with these different characters that you meet, and I'm figuring out exactly what's happening, and it's becoming more interesting. I will say, like overall, just like if you enjoyed Starfield, you're probably going to enjoy this. Um, I'm exploring. The side quests have been okay. Like the side quests so far have been like just fetch quests, and there was one side quest that I've done so far that was I actually found pretty cool, but the other ones have been meh, not the greatest. And I guess I'll see once I finish the main quest.
Your mic went out, Plume, at the last thought. Your mic went out.
I am I back? Am I good?
Yeah, yeah, you're good. You're good now. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I guess I will. Once I finish the main quest, I'll know for sure like how much I enjoy it. But the reviews right now are it's very very divisive on the internet, and this just kind of reminds me as when Starfield did come out, right? Like this was the same thing when the game did drop. Obviously, this is not unanimously everyone's favorite Bethesda game that they've created, and this seems like the same with the DLC. I am hearing like the main quest is only like 5 hours, which if that is the case, that is somewhat disappointing, especially for like a $30 expansion. But you definitely have to explore. Like it's an RPG. You got to go through the planet, do the side quests, get like more gameplay out of it. That's kind of like the chunk of these types of RPGs, right? Is like you're going through and you're just discovering the world and the different characters out there. If you're just running through the main quest, yeah, it may not be the best experience, but I'll see. So far, so good. But like I don't have like a final score or anything like that. Right now, it's like sitting at like a 58 on Metacritic. So
Mm-hmm.
it is not doing very well commercially or critically from the people out there. You're seeing Xbox Era gave it a 90, and then you're seeing a website like Pure Xbox. So these are two Xbox oriented sites gave it a 50. So there's just a huge disparity on what people think.
I think they're mad because they didn't get the code. It's kind of like what they did with Suicide Squad, right? I'm still waiting for that one person to go out there and throw the ending out like they did with Suicide Squad, which I will not say any names, right? I'll just give a little hints. This guy worked in I mean he works for IGN, that's all I'm saying. And he literally spurred the ending to that game. He just spurred the ending to Suicide Squad. Killed
Yeah.
all the moments to that game. And I was like, that is just fucked up. I'm sorry, that's messed up messed up. So I'm
The-
just waiting for that guy to reveal the ending to Shattered Space.
yeah, well, you got to ask yourself why didn't they send out? Because I don't think they gave codes to anybody, right?
Mm-mm.
And I wonder if they they didn't want to be hit with bad reviews early, or if they just didn't want to send them out because they wanted people to play it and come up with their own opinions. Like it's always interesting when a company decides not to send out review codes, and some people don't want these websites to ever review games, right? But the reality is it does move the needle for purchasing decisions. And you're looking at the numbers on Steam, it was like 12,000 or something. It was something like that, right? On Starfield that I was playing it. Um I mean, it's a paid DLC. It's not going to be all 300,000 people where it peaked
Thir-
when Starfield
Yeah,
first came out that are
doing
playing
thirty
it.
thousand. Yeah, doing 30,000. I think it was peaked at, which was an amazing number. At the end of the day, listen, people are gonna jump back into this. People are gonna play it, but as long as those numbers keep maintaining, I mean, not just on Steam, because that's the funny thing. They always look at Steam numbers, right? That's because that's all they
Yeah.
have. They have nowhere else to look, so they gotta grab Steam and use that as a reference. Yeah, Steam players are not enjoying this, but wait, did y'all forget that you got Game Pass on PC? Y'all forget about that. Y'all forget that these people don't even need to buy the game on Steam or need to buy the DLC on Steam. All they gotta do is have Game Pass and go in there, play the game, and that's it. They're out. I mean, they finished this Shadow Space DLC, enjoyed it, and they're out. That's it. Nothing else. I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't understand why. Like I always say, people like to talk bad about everything that Xbox is doing. It's insane. I mean, I even brought it up this morning. I was like, man, these guys are always throwing dirt to Xbox media. Everyone is. I don't know why they're throwing that dirt to Shattered Space, and they even couldn't get the name right. They even called it Shattered Sky, which was insane.
Who called it Shattered Sky?
I don't know, but it's in a review somewhere. I saw it this morning. I was like, no, 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 no. They couldn't even call it from the right name. I'm telling you, they have such a hate that it's sad. It is sad. I'm telling you, it's sad. But anyways, Plume, let's get the
Uh,
show on the road. Oh, were you gonna say
I
something?
will yeah, I will say, I mean, at the end of the day, right? If you want to play it, that's the only way you're going to know. If you like Starfield, then you'll probably enjoy the DLC. If you're coming into this and you didn't like Starfield, then you're probably not going to enjoy the DLC, right? So that's
Yep,
the
100%, 100%. I mean, I'm with you there. I'm with you there, right there. So, Plume, real quick, let's go through the flight itinerary, which is going to be interesting. I mean, Phil visits Koei. That's going to be the first topic of today, and some other stuff that went on. Also, you got Xbox and Devs Talk. What do I mean about that? Because this morning, an interesting news popped out that Microsoft, is investigating why devs are prioritizing over on PS5 than on Xbox. That's actually a good subject to tackle down, talk a little bit about it. And then we have a generational change coming up, which is something that Tim Sweeney said that I read through it and I found really interesting about what he said, with on that subject. Because man, why the heck not? Let's talk about it. I mean, we got Starfield down already, a little bit of review. I mean, we had Jason Schreier throwing in some heat over the weekend that I just didn't understand because Plume, I don't understand. And let's do a pre-flight checkup real quick. Let's do a pre-flight checkup before we start the flight, right? Plume, I did not understand why did he throw that hate to Xbox, right? Like, I don't know if this is going to be a handheld. It's been a mess and all this stuff, but yet over here on PlayStation, right? It's like I don't know why they keep saying everything is good when the question is who is actually the one being messy. I mean, we had Concord, we had Bungie, so the question is, who is the true messy one? Not only that, they had two lawsuits on the line right now. That's the Stella Blade one and the big, huge one over there in Europe, which is going to happen in 2026. So the question is, who is actually the messy one? Boom, I want to hear your thoughts about that real quick.
And so in regards to Jason Schreier's comment, it's that to me it was kind of funny because the reality, like he's a journalist, right? He's a big
Yeah.
journalist. He follows the industry, and to me, Xbox has been telling us what they are going to be doing for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like their strategy right now is has actually changed from year to year. Literally, they are doing what they told us they were going to be doing now for many, many years. So that one doesn't make any sense to me. That's just kind of like probably playing into people online who say that all the time, but it's just not true. If you can go all the way back and you can look at like what they've been saying about the ecosystems and everything, maybe you have to read in between the lines for certain things that they've done, but generally they've said they're expanding their ecosystem. They're trying to get more people on Xbox everywhere, and that's what they've been doing. And in regards to like Indiana Jones, when he said that they said Indiana Jones would never go to PlayStation, that's just not true. He never said that. He said that it wasn't part of those 4 games. So, as a journalist, you kind of expect them to like be more factual when they're saying these things, but
Mm-hmm.
that just did not happen there. So, I don't know. Yeah, who's been more messy? Definitely over the last number of years. I would say if you look at everything that's been going down at PlayStation, said like the lawsuits and everything. Um, I mean, they both had their issues for sure,
Yes,
but
sir.
like in terms of strategy, I don't know. I feel like if you've been following Xbox and everything, you know what they've been expanding out to do now for a very long time. Shouldn't have been a huge shock when they continue to put their games in more places. So yeah, I don't know. It was just playing in, I think, to the online
Yeah,
social media side of things.
exactly. I think he just did it for clicks, like always, because out there
Yeah.
they just got to throw something out there just for clicks. Because over the weekend there was no news. It was just clear news, nothing, nothing. I just had to throw that out there just to get the clicks, just to get everything, just to get media talking. And I just love some of the articles. Oh, from a big reliable source, we know that Xbox apps is messy because again, everything bad about Xbox brings in clicks, just like Shattered Space. Let's talk bad about it. Let's go. But anyways, it's time for the in-flight announcement, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Louis has turned on the subscribe button. Please store your food and beverages next to your desk, underneath the seat, or in front of you. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt, and make sure you hit that like button as we take off. We gently remind that smoking and drinking are not prohibited on this flight. However, lying about the PS5 Pro selling out, which is still available, is strictly prohibited. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight panelists. Thank you. Real quick, let me shout out this amazing chat, man. These guys have been rolling all over the place today. Let me shout them out real quick, please, so we can start off the show. All right, Luca's in the house. We got Mandalorian Martin in the house. Hey, Nini, what's up? How you guys doing? MJ Dark, hello, hello, hello. Sourblow, Sourblow, Sourblow. What's up, Sourblow? How you doing, man? It's Timmy. What's up, Timmy John? TJ. Hello, hello, Mr. TJ. Like he says, everyone, please hit the like button and subscribe and share the podcast. Let's go. All right, let's keep on going. I'm Breezy. Says Xbox for Life Community Blessings. What's up, I'm Breezy? How you doing? How you doing? Richie, how you doing, brother? Chicharron is amazing. AEC Vic, what's up, Vic? How you doing, brother? Yes, and like always, Chicharron is always good. Pork rinds are awesome. Sadness, what's up, Sadness? How you doing, bro? How you doing, man? Let's see who else is in the house. Oh, PS5 Blows in the house. What's up, brother? How you been back from the dead? Hello, hello, hello. JJ saying 117. Hello, everyone. What's up, JJ saying? How you doing, man? And shout out to the 70 people here on YouTube. And let me see who else is out there. 43 out there watching, which is on Twitch and Twitter. Shout out to you all. Just remember, come by to YouTube and subscribe. Simple and easy. Go in there, subscribe, and hit that bell. So, Plume, let's start off with the takeoff topic, which is Phil Spencer visits Koei Techmo during the Tokyo Game Show week.
Mhm.
Hmm, interesting. I was like, literally, there's like no articles out there about this. I know he visits, like, I don't know, I figured out he visited other, stands, to talk to the guys over there. But Plume, the question is, could this mean they are working on a partnership?
I mean, that's definitely something that could mean that. I mean, that's obviously one of the big things that Xbox has to do now that they don't even have Tango Gameworks anymore is build out more partnerships with developers in Japan, and I believe that's one of the things that they've decided that they want to do and that they're going to do going forward. So, yeah, it could be a partnership. Maybe it's a brand new game in development under the Xbox Global Publishing because I mean they're working with Kojima, so that's one big one that will appeal to gamers there, and that they would definitely need more than that, right? So when they're in Japan, they're gonna try to foster those relationships and get those deals. Or maybe they're just looking at other games from Koei Tecmo that they want to make Game Pass deals with, right? And they're
Mm-hmm.
going over like, hey, if you give us this game, this is the projected amount of players that will end up playing it. This is the projected amount of people that end up buying it because they've played it on Game Pass. And they probably talk about all those numbers and everything and try to get more deals for Game Pass.
Nice, 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 nice. Do you think, or another question, because every time they see Xbox going into talks and everything, do you think they're gonna actually sit there and say, "Hey, Koei, let me go and purchase y'all, come over here"? What do you think about that?
I think the purchasing from Xbox is over for a little bit now.
Yep.
I think Sadia needs to make back that what was it $70 billion from ABK at this point before they continue with anything. If there's yeah, so I don't think they're going to be making any big purchases right now, but I mean you never know. Maybe the fund is bigger than we think when it comes to acquisitions.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, for now, they got to sit there. They got to sit there and say, okay, let's get these studios working. I mean, we've seen a lot of Tony Hawk teasing out there, which is getting me a little bit happy. Tony Hawk. Yeah, Tony
Uh,
Hawk. Let's go. Bring a Tony Hawk game. So they got to sit there, dust off everything that they have old, and see if they can say, okay, let's bring this baby back, or let's start something nice and refreshing and new. Let's bring it, right? And now, my last question is, right? What games would you like Xbox to bring to Game Pass from Koei Tecmo, or to Xbox at least? I mean, they have other games, but other games.
um I'm going to go off the board here. I want them to make a deal with Nintendo and somehow bring over Hyrule Warriors to the to Xbox. I know that's actually literally impossible, but they did publish it. It's a Zelda game, so that'd be pretty awesome if they did that. Just get like a Zelda game on Xbox. I know it's impossible, but I don't know. Maybe they're working on something with Dynasty Warriors because didn't they just announce that new one? I know it got shown off at PlayStation, and they have the marketing rights. But maybe they would be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, we'll put this into Game Pass or something," because it is coming to Xbox. They have the Neo titles that have been only on PlayStation. I don't know what that exclusivity deal's
Fire,
like.
Fire
Sorry.
Emblem, Fire Emblem can come. Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire those
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors one there too. Yeah, like that would be crazy if something like that went down. But obviously, that's not just dealing with Koei Tecmo. That would be also dealing with Nintendo, and I don't know how much Nintendo would want to do that. But hey, those are smaller games. I don't know if they. did very well in sales compared to like obviously the mainline like Zelda and Fire Emblem games, but they can make a bit more
Hmm.
money if they dropped on Xbox.
Interesting. Interesting. I would like. There's one game I would like for them to drop, and that is Fatal Frame. But Fatal Frame from the old to the new. Bring me Fatal Frame all over. I would love to play Fatal Frame, man.
When is the last game they've released in that series? That's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been the last. It released recently. The thing is, it went kind of quiet, but it's great. It's a great game. Let me see the last Fatal Frame game. Let's Google that. I think it was recently though.
I've never played this series, I'll be honest.
You never played it? Oh, Bloom, it's scary. Part two is scary as hell.
That's probably why I didn't.
Let me see the last one. I can't find it. I remember it was recently though. I don't know, but it was a recent Fatal Frame. I think the last one was. Let me see. Last Fatal Frame. Let me see. Let's go to Google. Last Fatal Frame game released. Let's go. Let's see.
Was it on
Uh,
the Wii U?
oh, it was Fatal Frame Mask of Lunar Eclipse, which was released in March 9, 2023. That was the last one that was released. 2023.
Yeah, that's like Xbox needs. This is the thing, right? When we're talking about horror genre and horror games, like they still
Yeah.
own the Evil Within IP, and I think it would be stupid to not do something with that and
Yep.
just have your own first party horror game because they're big, right? Have that a game in that genre would be massive.
Yep. Yeah, it would be. It would be. I mean, they let's just cross fingers and hope they bring it. Hope they bring it, but they got to do something because the thing is about Evil Within that I just did not understand what happened with that game because that game was awesome. It was fantastic. It just didn't sell well. I don't know why it didn't sell well. I don't know why people get hooked up to it because I think number one sold like 1 or 2 million. I think it was or 1 million, and number two only sold like 700,000 probably. I don't remember, but it just did not sell well. I don't know why, but it was a good game. Some of those horror games, I think they just put a lot of money into that game or a lot of budget money and just didn't recover from that game. But it was great. It was great though. I played the first one. I can't wait to play the second one though. I finished it live, live here and everything. And Sourblow says I should play Indica. Sourblow, you should play Indica. You should live stream and play Indica since you got me through that torture. I'll give you my Steam username so you don't have to buy it. No, no joke. You can go ahead and play. I'll give you my Steam username, password. You go ahead and play and do it live so we can watch you play the worst game I've ever played in my life. Like I even said it live. I went through there and beat that game in one night. One night because I said if I turn this off, I am never gonna play this thing again. Never. And that's what I did. I finished it. And I was like, what the hell did I just play? But moving on up, moving on up. Ha! Here comes the news that literally shook the PlayStation fanboys. And they did not want to hear this, but it shook them. And here we go. We do want to release it on Xbox. Square Enix confirms goal to bring Final Fantasy 16 to Xbox. Uh-oh. They did not like that, but hey, we've been saying it, right? Even Jess said it, right? Which is this article comes from Jess. He says, a short while ago, I shared on my XB2 podcast that I heard Square Enix was looking to bring its entire slate of Final Fantasy games to Xbox, including Final Fantasy 16. Now we have some confirmation that is indeed the plan. And here's the sad thing, though, Plume, we still have no date. So, Plume, are you excited with this news that we're finally getting the Final Fantasy titles over there? Because at the end of the day, we pretty much have them all except for Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play it. I actually sorry if you
Oh,
hear any yelling
it's
in the
okay.
background.
It's okay. It's
That's my
okay.
son. He's
It's
playing. Um I actually bought Final Fantasy 16 on PS5 when it was on sale, and then I didn't open it or play it, so I returned it because I just didn't have time. And this was like, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait until it drops on PC and or Xbox.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would love to bring. I would love to have it on Xbox just for achievements and stuff like that. I've played lots of Final Fantasy games. I haven't played every single one in the series. I played 15, which I actually enjoyed. I know that one is kind of split. Some people loved it, some people didn't like it. and I would love to play 17 on there. From the demo I played, it was fun. I enjoyed it. The combat's great. So, and I don't know why it's such a surprise that like people thinking, oh, it's not going to come over when Square Enix has literally said we're bringing our games everywhere now. And it just obviously comes down to contractual agreements and optimization stuff for the platform when they're going to release it. So I think it's definitely coming to Xbox. Just the question is when are we going to hear about it at the Game Awards? Are we going to hear about it at the Xbox Showcase next year? I would be surprised if it's not on Xbox by the end of next year. That would be weird, but yeah, I'm definitely excited to play it, and I will pick it up on Xbox when it does come out.
Man, Plume just decided in general that it's coming. It's coming. I mean, that's the thing though, and that was gonna be my next question. You already said it. You think it's gonna be for next year? Then there's gonna be these all these Final Fantasy titles. What's left of them to come out next year? Because I mean, there's still one more. I think there's two more of the Final Fantasy seven games, right? There's like two more,
I
right?
don't. Yeah, I Final Fantasy 7. I don't think will be coming out next year. I honestly don't think Final Fantasy 7 is coming until all three have been released. But I
Mm-hmm.
could be completely wrong on that. I just that's the way. This doesn't. I just feel like if you sign that agreement for exclusivity, it was probably for all three parts, right? I doubt it was like we're gonna give you 2/3 of the game and then you can do whatever you want with the last third of it. So I think
Mm,
it'll be like a collection of the entire three parts of Final Fantasy 7 remake that comes out on Xbox.
yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you there, 100%. I mean, I just want to start releasing. I just want that Final Fantasy 16 just hit there. I just want the other 3 or 4 Final Fantasy sevens. At least one or two just to come out there because supposedly, remember they had a deal and it was supposed to be like to be a year later, but it kind of like extended for the Final Fantasy 7. It extended like for a long time. Like it was supposed to be like for a year. That's what I heard back in the day when Final Fantasy 7 came out. It was supposed to be like in a year, and then it kind of extended. And it just keeps on extending. I mean, it's
Yeah.
time. It's time for them to bring them suckers over here. It's time so we can enjoy it, play it, and go through them.
Yeah, I thought we saw something on with I could be wrong, but when ABK was in the FTC court or whatever,
Yeah,
I thought there was some update on there on like how long the exclusivity was. And Final Fantasy 7 was pretty long, but I could be wrong.
yeah. That's how it is. But anyways, boom. Let's go into move into this big one because this big topic is gonna be an interesting one. I want to hear your thoughts about this one because I talked about it this morning, right? And yes, Microsoft is investigating why devs are prioritizing PS5 over Xbox. A blog post on Microsoft game developer website has highlighted the firm's intention to learn why Xbox is being skipped over in favor of other platforms. So, let's talk a little bit about the history of what games, kind of skipped, but at the end they came by. We had Baldur's Gate, which is a big example. Dev came out on a situation with the Series S and the split screen. That was a problem that happened with the Series S. And again, everybody went out there saying the Series S is the problem. Like always, the Series S. Yes, I'll blame the Series S. And the recent one, right, that we saw was Entoria, which nobody bought, nobody played, which is crazy. It's crazy. Nobody bought, nobody played. So I don't know how is it gonna do on Xbox, but yes, this game released. I think I was Raichi that was playing it. Even Raichi returned that game. He said I think he did not like Entoria. He just wasn't that hooked up. And all this stuff that happened with Entoria because that I have to add it on the list because it was kind of like a weird situation with that game. And the situation was that I remember that in March they said, "Hey, we're not gonna come up with the game on Xbox because we want to deliver on PlayStation and PC first, for the game to look beautiful." And then all of a sudden they come out of nowhere and say, "Well, we cannot release the game on time because Xbox didn't talk to us." I'm like, "Oh Lord, oh Lord." I mean, I did not understand what was happening there. That was like a weird situation. But yes, we have heard from like other devs, have issues like, for example, Suicide Squad guys. WB had a couple of issues, went to the console and everything. But yes, I'll keep on reading. This new push to improve its relationship with developers is perhaps a result of missteps such as these, right? It's all about giving game developers what they need to feel empowered and supported by Xbox. And this is part of the blog post, right? Also, Xbox principal user research Dr. Deborah Henderson says she wants to hear from everyone who works on games or helps support game studios because can make your life easier, it makes gaming better. So after I read this morning, it brought love into like my heart with this, right? Because right now it's something that Microsoft, like, all right, they should have done this a while ago, but I'm
Yeah.
happy they're actually investigating this, right? They're actually investigating this, they're going into this because at the end of the day though, Plume, you know, if they don't do this, we're gonna keep on seeing these games skipping, and we're still asking questions like, "Why is this happening?" Oh, they have development issues with the S or anything. Which at the end of the day, we know that the issue is for me is that Microsoft is just not giving that support it's got to give to those developers. It's just not giving them that love and support they need, kind of like what PlayStation did. Because with the Torah devs, when they came out talking, they said PlayStation came out and gave us support. If nobody caught what they mean by that, I'll tell you what they mean because this is how I see it, right? When a developer goes out and says, "Well, PlayStation came out and gave us support," it's because they ran into an issue with the PS5 that they needed PlayStation to send a guy or send support to help them bring the game to the PS5. That's how I see it. I'm sorry, that's the truth. So basically, these devs, they run into stuff with these consoles because I remember there was a 2021 article out there from PlayStation saying that the indie devs were kind of mad because they're not getting that support from PlayStation to put their games out there, and so PlayStation actually fixed it. I think it's Xbox's time to fix that problem and continue on to to work with these developers and everything. So, Plume, my question is, do you think it's the right time to ask this question, or is it a little too late?
I mean, it's never too late to start doing this. It's just it's interesting. It's kind of funny that we're 4 years into the generation and they're doing it now. Then you
Mhm.
would have thought, well, first of all, let's not get to a point where developers are choosing to skip the platform. Let's right off of the bat make sure that they have everything that they do need, so we don't have these things that do happen. But it's just like now is the time to start doing this. It's good they're doing it. I just feel like, yeah, like they should have been doing this far earlier. And to be fair, we look at these games that are missing the platform. It is not. It's like they're few and far between. It's not like a massive amount of games are skipping Xbox, but they definitely need to like improve their processes, and communication issues via email should never be a reason why a game doesn't land on the platform. That's kind of ridiculous. That happened twice with Hack and with Inotria. Was both for the same reason. Basically, they weren't able to communicate properly with the ID at Xbox team. So that should really never be a reason. But Xbox, Microsoft, huge company, just that probably just fell through the cracks. Who knows why, but it shouldn't happen. And then like you have the issues with games not landing on the platform because of development and tools, and like the Capcom fighting collections, which are coming now. It's good that they did fix that, but yeah, they should have gotten ahead before these games are announced. Like that's the issue, right? Because you think about the Marvel and Capcom fighting collection. When that got announced, everyone was losing their mind. Like they were so excited. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
reality is, like, if you go look at the Steam numbers for that game, there's like 500 people playing it, and the peak was 6,000. So everyone definitely, they either fake outrage or fake hype stuff, and this is one of those games where it's like, yeah, everyone, it seemed like everyone in the world was going to pick up and play this game, and it didn't happen. But the Xbox story was like bigger than that because it was missing Xbox, and there's another one, and people were saying that the console is going to be discontinued and all this type of stuff. And that's the issue why they should be getting ahead of the stuff and not asking these questions after they've already had games miss the platform. So yeah, it's
Well,
good they're doing it, but I think it's like they should have been doing this 4 years ago.
boom. They've been saying Xbox is going to discontinue network consoles since it released, man. They've been saying Xbox has been dead since the very beginning of time. I mean, that's how I see it because now on social media we're seeing it more and more, right? And it's like how you said because I was one of those guys when I saw the whole Catcom situation. I was like, hey, Xbox got to fix this, right? That's all they got to do. They got to fix it. They got to, you know, get these games over here for us and for the people who actually loves those fighting games. For example, I'm getting Capcom versus SNK Part One, which boom, I bought it for my Dreamcast. It's in there. I bought it. It's in there. I bought it, man. I bought that game. Yes, 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 yes. And I was super excited. I said, yes, it's coming up. But I heard it wasn't coming out. I was like, no. But either way, though, I
Yeah,
can wait patiently because I got no problems with waiting. But what are you gonna say, Pooh?
it's not. It's like and I agree with you. Like, if they just needed to fix it, and they did. But for me, it's completely fine. Like, I'm okay that I have to wait to play that game. I wasn't going to play it now, anyways. But the issue is like it always goes back to the PR and the marketing side of Xbox, right? Like,
Oh,
this should have never been an issue that blew up on social media. They should have had some foresight and realized, hey, if this game skips the platform, people are going to be talking about it, even if it doesn't sell like crazy. It's the whole media around it and the whole PR that is more harmful than the actual game missing the platform. Because if you look at Steam numbers again, 6,000 people are was the peak. I wonder how many people actually purchased it on other platforms. It may be a bit higher, right? Because you have like your, well, maybe I don't know. Like PlayStation, you have like your fight sticks. I don't, and they have Evo, so maybe fighting games are bigger on PlayStation. But it's not like this game was like a multi-million selling game that Xbox was missing out on millions of sales. It's more the PR thing that affects it at the end of the day.
and they already banked on that game. Capcom already banked on these games. Woo! Years
Yeah.
ago, they're just re-releasing it just to bank a little bit more. That's all. I mean, it's like you said, they got 6,000 more people. Well, I don't remember what price it sold for, but for this game to be revived, and stuff like that, it's pretty cool. I mean, at the end of the day, if it did sell well, let's say 500,000, 600,000, that's 500,000, 600,000 extra, that they're making right there, and that they're getting money from, right? So that's a pretty cool thing from a game they already banked, not only from the arcade, right? Because from the arcade they banked a shit ton of it, also from PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Sega, from the Sega Dreamcast. I mean, they banked on this game long time ago. They're just bringing it back for the nostalgia, because why the heck not? It's a fun game. We love it, and especially for us who love those games, bringing it back is not nothing bad. We're just gonna sit there and enjoy it. But like you said, did people go out there and buy it? No. I mean, I remember the numbers, right? Boom, the numbers that I saw. It was in total, it was 1.2 million who bought this game back in the day. Which back in the day, 1.2 million is a lot you
Yeah.
know. So they bringing it back. It's just showing love, for you to go out there and buy it. And we have like all the Capcom Classic collections, Capcom Classic collections out there on Xbox, which I bought some. I just didn't buy it. Some of them, like for example, the Mega Man Classic stuff like that for me to play. Those are, yeah. Like I said, it's just for us old dudes that love those old style games. That's how
Yeah.
it is.
I have a bunch of them. I think I have most of them. I actually love their compilations. They do. They have extras in there and stuff, right? So it is pretty
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty nice. It is pretty nice. So real quick, we got a question from the chat over here from Sourblow. 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 Yes, I got your question, Sourblow. No worry, I was gonna get to it. Question. Man, Sourblow gotta bring the Ubisoft topic. If Amazon were to purchase Ubisoft, EA Games and Sega, release the Sega console and combine their gaming service with Prime, can they compete? Are they a real threat? Hmm.
What's the okay?
Because
Wait, we gotta list off the studios. Can we? You gotta find the comment here.
I mean, if
Maybe
Amazon were to purchase Ubisoft, EA Games, and Sega, release a Sega console, but why should Amazon release a Sega console?
for
Sablo,
the for the name,
for
the
the
hype.
name, the
Yeah,
hype. I mean, could you think they could actually go out there and compete? I mean, could they actually be a threat, Plume?
like in the console market. I think the console market is what we've been told it is, just by looking at the numbers, that it is not growing very fast.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know how much room there is for another console to come in here and to compete at a high level.
Yep. I mean, it's
So yeah,
I don't see it, Sablo. I mean, I'm trying to think about it. How can Amazon go into this now? If they can perfect more of the cloud services, then they can actually compete against cloud. And this is why they made Luna, because Luna basically is a cloud service, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Luna is a cloud service, right?
yeah,
So Luna is a cloud service because I even tried it, right? I can't even play. So I play Fortnite on Luna and just no. It's a little bit laggy. They need to perfect it a little bit more. But again, in the end, though, right? They can actually compete over there in cloud. Like for example, they purchase Ubisoft, right? They can go out there and compete. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. The only company that has it down with the exclusives and everything is Nintendo. I mean, after that, like, and I sit here and I look at, for example, Xbox, I look at PlayStation. with their exclusives on down the line. I mean, they come out, they sell a couple million, not that much, and basically, they're not even making that money back. So now that they're looking for ways to expand their games, like to throw it out there to PC after a while, or throw it out there on PlayStation, or maybe in the near future, which I keep saying it, which I think it could probably happen right after the PS5 Pro comes out and everything. They could start releasing their games or they're on Xbox. I can't wait till that happens because that day, I told you guys that day when it happens, I'm gonna be waking up that morning, going to the grocery store and I'm gonna buy some popcorn, man. I'm gonna sit there all day, watching Twitter just blow up and everybody just go nuts with that news after I see that PlayStation started to put their games over here. But yeah, I mean, I just don't see it like and not only that, Ubisoft needs an urgent, some love in there because seriously, yikes, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, TJ sent me a picture of the stock today, and it's at $2.25. You can buy stock at Ubisoft, and to be honest, it's a great place to buy now. Buy a couple. I mean, if you can buy like $200 off it, and that thing sells, you're gonna make a shitload of money at the end of the day if someone
Louis,
buys it. What?
it's not
What's up?
even this. The stock for Ubisoft was lower like last week.
Really? Oh crap! It's getting worse.
So I'm just like right. It's yeah. Today is not the worst that it has been.
Oh no! I'm just saying it's at $2.25. I'm just saying, but with the update I got, but I can imagine what it would have been worse because I mean, we saw what happened with Star Wars. Star Wars and the problem is with Ubisoft, we talked about it again and again and again, is that they're releasing these games and they've been called now Boogiesoft. And this all happened ever since they had Watch Dogs release that we saw that trailer. Amazing trailer. I mean, look, Ubisoft got me to go buy an Xbox One when I saw the Division trailer. I said, I gotta go get this Xbox One console. I gotta go buy it because this Division is gonna be phenomenal. I mean, I was amazed with how beautiful that division looked on the trailer. When I got the game, I'm like, ah, shit. I mean, seriously. Ubisoft has literally butchered their name. They got to do something. For example, when are they going to announce Splinter Cell? It's time. Announce it. You guys announced in 21. You got to at least give us a teaser trailer. Give us a teaser. I mean, if you can release it in 27, I don't care, but at least it's a teaser trailer. That's gonna make your stocks go up because that's a game that people love and enjoy, and it's a genre that people are missing right now. We're missing it. We are missing that go stealth. Let's go silently. Let's tear the heads up. Let's do this. Let's do that. People are missing those type of games. I mean, I keep crying for Rainbow Six. I keep crying for those type of games to to come back. So heck yeah, send that trailer out. Let's see what's going on with Splinter Cell. We have no news on it lately. Nothing. The latest news, I even looked at it this morning, was just basically, oh, you just got the teaser and that's it, and that they're working on it. That's all. The same news we had for like the last 3 years. No new news on it. So Plume, reeling it back in to the subject in hand, we're talking about Microsoft, with the whole situation about talking with the devs. I also want to bring in what other issues does Microsoft need to fix in order to get it 100% right? And I asked that question, right? Because I talked about it this morning. For me, it's PR, marketing, and communication. You mentioned the PR, and so I don't know if you mentioned the marketing, but Microsoft, from this, like I said, how can you get the devs to come back here? It's like for the last 2 or 3 years, or let's say a year and a half or something, right? Or 2 years. We see like, okay, there's a lot more talk about the Xbox Game Pass. We see a lot more talk about the cloud and all that stuff. But the console is kind of like put into a side. It's kind of like, okay, let's just put it right here. It's out there, it's cool, but there's just not that much console talk to it, right? So when this conversation came out, as the same one as the marketing conversation came out a couple months ago, which really made me happy because it was something that needed to be brought up by Xbox's marketing, right? So when this got brought up, I said, you know what? I'm guessing they're heading the right way, and they're gonna bring love to us, the console guys who love to play on the console, right? It's coming back, they're gonna bring some love to it. So, but at the end of the day, though, there's still some fixing to do. So, Plume, give me your thoughts on that.
Louis, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes.
What?
But you got lost. I talked too
Yeah,
much.
I got
Lost.
lost for a second.
All
Uh,
right, sorry about that. Go ahead, and ask. I want to know.
no, I mean, you're asking about the console, or
No, like the issues that Microsoft needs to fix in order to get it 100% right. Because look,
oh,
we got the games, which the roadmap is good. We love the roadmap; it's fantastic. I have no issue with the roadmap. They have the studios, they have all that stuff locked down. Now, what are they missing? To get this 100% right.
we're just releasing games that are at the the highest quality possible, and leaving no room for interpretation amongst the media, amongst reviewers, amongst anything as to whether the game is good or not, right? Like, I mean, obviously games are subjective, right? Everyone likes, you can hate a game that's like a 9 out of 10. You can love a game that's a 3 out of 10. So that's almost impossible to get rid of it totally, but you have to get to the point where the expectation is every time an Xbox game releases, the expectation is it is as high quality as possible. No bugs, just everything is running nicely. Great.
60,
Yeah, like
60.
that's what they have to do, because the reality is right now, like, I enjoy all their games, but you're gonna have people out there that just discount Xbox games before they're released. They're gonna go into playing it with already a negative mindset because of the history of bad reviews on some of their games and the stuff that they read online, right? The negativity surrounding it. So you have to kind of just leave no really room for that extreme negativity, and then the people who are being extremely negative are the minority, right? So that's, I think, what they have to do. Like, even with Shattered Space DLC, right? The fact that it's so divisive and it's sitting at like a 58 on Metacritic, even if I like it, even though I think it's great, or an Xbox fan thinks it's great, that's not going to help. It's not going to help Xbox overall going forward when uh, you're going to have just so many people bashing it nonstop. So they have to find a way to get around that. I don't know if you know if that's possible, but like Phil said, right? If you even if they release 11 out of 10 games, they're not going to catch up on the console side of things, which I do believe, but they can definitely just improve the initial impressions that people have when they are putting their games out. So it's going to be, it'll be tough, I think.
It'll be tough, right? Like for example, you mentioned PR, right?
Yeah.
PR is something that they're actually missing out. I like yesterday something came out and it brought a smile to my face. I was like, "You're getting messy. Keep getting messy. I'm liking the messiness. I like it when they get messy. The whole Obsidian thing that they brought up when they mentioned that you don't need a Microsoft account to play the game. I was like, get messy, Microsoft. Go 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 go. I was actually happy with that news. Like yes, they're getting messy. Another thing that happened, right, is that we saw that PlayStation said, okay, we're gonna change the price of the PlayStation 5 over there in Japan. Microsoft should have said, oh, you're changing the price? Okay, we're changing it too, but we're lowering it $50 more just to piss you all off. You know? I mean, seriously, Microsoft needs to get that spice in there. We need that type of spice in there. We need them to get messy. We need them to, to throw some slander out there,
Yeah, it's just you got to think about, like, I think about this generation a lot, and it's
Yeah.
like you look at the consoles themselves, even when they first came out. Xbox by far and away had the better console. Like,
Yep.
everything that they're offering, the build, the size, the power, the features, things like quick resume, the backwards compatibility, and still to today, like, if you play on the Xbox console, it is a overall better consumer experience than playing on the PlayStation. It just is, right? Like, quick resume alone makes it a better experience. But all of those things have not added up to them selling more consoles, or gaining more market share, at least there, right? So it's just like they have to, even if they have do all everything like that, that's better than PlayStation. That's great. There's something with the just mindset, I think, or maybe it's just the narrative. I don't know what it is, but then on the other side, you have PlayStation, who's releasing a PlayStation 5 Pro for $700, and they're not giving you a disc drive with it, and it's just,
Exactly.
it's insane. Like, that is this, it's not a good deal whatsoever. I mean, here, if you want to buy a PS5 Pro, a lot of times you have to buy the bundle, so you're paying even before tax over like $1,000 because you have to get the disc drive with it and stuff. So it's like things like that when Xbox does
Only,
it so much better, it's for
o-
some reason isn't helping them with the console.
only the disc drive, or does it come with the stand? Because you cannot forget about the stand.
No, I think you have to buy that as on top of the
Ah,
bundle.
crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, it's funny because Plume always mention this, right? They always like to compare the $600 console, right, to the PS5 Pro. And I said, look at this Xbox $600 console. Ah, look at this. I mean, it's $600. Oh, it's got 2 terabytes. That's it. And Wi-Fi 7. I mean, they didn't even know they're charging $600 for this. But wait
Yeah.
a minute. Let's do something because y'all just add the 700 to this, right? But let's remember, Xbox already has a stand on the
Yeah,
console.
but
Xbox has the disc drive and the Charger 600. Now, if you add the PlayStation, right, with the disc drive and everything, it's 800 and something dollars without tax versus the Xbox. So literally, it's like a $200 difference in between.
yeah, but you know what annoys me about those arguments, Louis?
What about you?
Ch Two things can be bad at the same time, and that's absolutely okay. We don't why do we always have to compare it, right? Like, the Xbox deal isn't great, the PlayStation 5 Pro deal is bad, like, they both can be bad. It's okay. We don't need to
Exactly.
always compare it, you know?
Exactly. I don't understand why they compare it, but I just laugh at the whole comparison
Yeah,
because when you sit down and you do the deep analysis, you're like, but wait a minute, it's $100 more. This is a digital though. $100 more.
yeah.
Okay, it's digital, but you don't got a disc drive for a stand. But if you gotta get the disc drive, that's $80 more plus 30. But with the
Get the stand attached to it at least, that
I mean,
okay.
shit. It's you cannot do that comparison because again, you just got to take a deep analysis and see what's happening, right? Because okay, Xbox is $600. Okay, they did not upgrade the console because they don't need to, right? We just saw where they don't need to. Probably for now, I don't know if later on down the road they probably do. I don't know. We don't know. But at the
I
end
don't
of the
think
day,
so.
I don't think so either. But hey, it already has a stand. And the only difference is that it's just 2 terabytes and Wi-Fi 7 and charging you 600. But wait, the PS5 Pro is announced and it's only $100 more. But wait, does it come with a disc drive? No. Does it come with a stand? No. You got to pay $120 more for that sucker. So literally, if we sit down and do the math, 820 versus 600, that's $220 more dollars. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Or
it's
210
ridiculous.
more, or 810. My bad. But how much is the disc drive? $80, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but with tax and everything, oh, 800. Oh man,
It's a hu yeah,
it's still expensive. My
yeah,
God, I just love those deep analysis these guys do. It's insane.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And, like, another thing too, like, if you get an Xbox digital console, you get features like Play Anywhere and stuff on a lot of their games, so you can play it on PC,
Yep.
you can play it on I don't know, this it's yeah.
Boom. The true question is, and I keep asking, how can you hate Xbox? I keep asking that question a lot of the times because, like, for example, in my morning shows, I see people just dropping in, throwing in hate, throwing in slander on the show. Like, Xbox is dead. It should die. It's already done and over. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about Xbox? And I asked everybody this morning, why does everybody hate Xbox when Xbox One gives you a great service, right? Gives you the best service out there. I mean, you cannot complain about this. I mean, you pay $20 a month, you get all these awesome first party, third party games dropping in there. Sometimes third party day one, sometimes indies day one, and sometimes I mean, not that sometimes all the time you get first parties in there. So you're literally saving $70. You're saving. So how is that bad? And not only that, you also got the chance, okay, let me play on my PC. I got the option to play it on PC. I got the option to play it on my tablet. I got the option to play it on my Amazon. I got the option to play these games everywhere without any problem whatsoever. Well, probably internet problems, but without any problems, what I'm going with this, right? And also, for example, the ROG Ally or the Asus ROG or the Steam Deck, all of that, it has Game Pass on it. If you want it to be on it, you can game on it too. So you can game anywhere you want. So again, I don't understand why is there always so much hate with Xbox. That's the question. I just don't understand from these guys. I just don't. What do you think
Yeah, I
about that?
mean, there's fanboys like, that hate everything. Xbox fanboys that hate everything PlayStation. It's just, I guess, the, culture of of the console wars of the gaming. People are still living back into the past generations where the console wars were a real thing when there really hasn't been a true console war for a while now. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many good features on Xbox. It's just, in my opinion, a better experience. But some people out there may think PlayStation's a significantly better experience. That's fine. It's just the overall value and everything you get within that ecosystem of Xbox with, like, again, Play Anywhere. Like Metaphor ReFantazio is coming out, and it is, you can buy it on Xbox and you can play it on your PC, and play it on your Xbox has that feature, which is awesome.
Hmm. Awesome.
Um,
Play anywhere right away. That's fantastic, man. I mean, that's like I said. I don't know why they keep on just destroying Xbox. I just don't get it. And my last question is, Plume, and this is going to be interesting about the subject in hand we have, right? Is do you think this questions that Xbox is asking over there to the devs is actually preparing for next generation? Not this one, but for the next one. Do you think Xbox wants to make it better for next gen? Because okay, we're nearly close to the end of this generation. I don't know when it's going to end. I don't know if our Xbox is going to be 26 or 27, 28. Like the PS6 is coming out in 28. But we know that Xbox is actually working on the next big technological leap. Do you think they're talking about this to, to
yeah. I mean,
so,
I would think so. I think that would definitely be part of it, because you know that they're already thinking deeply and probably already started with the plans for the next gen. So they want to make sure that whatever happens next gen, the issues that plague development this generation that the developers were annoyed with, they don't have to deal with that anymore. So yeah, I would assume that is a major reason why they would be doing this. That just would make sense. And maybe they're going to start talking to these devs about their future plans as well and seeing what they think. Maybe that could be all be part of it too.
yeah, let's see what they're gonna bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, though, I mean, I'm happy they started to ask. It was time for them to ask, right? And like I said, they gotta do something with those consoles in order for them to sell. Like they gotta promote it more because on the Tokyo Game Show, right? We were watching it, and all of a sudden they talk about cloud. Like for example, they talk about the Amazon Fire Stick. I'm like, I started to scratch my head. I was like, what happened with the console? What happened with this? You gotta start mentioning, the consoles a little bit more, promote it a little bit more because, like I said, the guys who are on the consoles. We feel like, what are you doing over here? I mean, want to see it boost up in sales, want to see it do something. Like I said, PlayStation changed the price, Xbox decreased the price. Um, do something just to slap them around for a bit for us, to say, oh man, look what Microsoft is doing. Let's go, let's talk about this. So those console sales can go up, and get more people, into the Xbox. What can I say? Into the Xbox environment or community
Yeah.
or yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to market it for sure. But when it comes to the whole Japan thing, I actually am not that surprised that they didn't, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
because they just don't sell Xboxes there, and it doesn't matter. Like their top selling generation has been the 360 at just over 1 million, right? Like 1.6 million or something like that.
Hmm.
So like that's the top. I don't know if they'll ever get past the 360 generation in Japan. And if you're going to spend marketing dollars in a region, why would you waste it on trying to push a piece of hardware that, no matter how many great 10 out of 10 bangers you release on it, is not going to sell well in that region. It really doesn't matter, I think, how many games they put out. So they decided, hey, we'll spend our marketing dollars where we can see where gamers are playing games there and hopefully get them into the Xbox ecosystem that way. That's why when I go back and you think about the putting games on PlayStation 5, people were outraged, but it makes complete sense at the end of the day, especially in those regions. If you want people to play Xbox, you want to make money off gamers in the Asian regions, you need to put Xbox where the gamers are. And trying to sell your console in a region that they're not buying it, no matter how hard you try, is just kind of a waste of time. And it's a business; they need to make money. So that's why
Hmm.
I'm not surprised at
Wait,
all
wait till
about
they
that.
bring, Warcraft on that sucker. It's gonna go insane. It probably will. Probably will. Like I said, they need to do something. They need to push and do something at the end of the day. To get these consoles like to sell and to get the Xbox guys a little bit more happy than what they are because all I see is out there just complaining and complaining and complaining. They're never happy. Because that's what I said when they asked this question. Was I mad? I was like, well, it's 4 years later, but at the end of the day, they're at least asking. Nothing wrong with asking how to get better. Nothing wrong with asking, what we can do to fix the issues we have here.
No, there's always
Nothing wrong. It's
yeah.
always good. It's always a positive thing. It's never too late to ask. Never too late. That's how I see it. Real quick, Blue, let me go shout out the chats because man, I see chat just rolling in there, just talking a lot, man. Real quick. Oh man, Sanchez Martinez Gaming. What's up, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Jonas the Dad, the man from Oregon. Oh Lord, look who's oh Striker Dragoon. What's up? Brother Striker, how you doing, man? Wes Davis, hello, hello. Sadness, what's up, man? What's up? Wes Davis, what's up? I already said hi to PS5 Blows. Angie Wells, I got my pro secured. Nice, nice, nice. After you get it, Angie, come over here and talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts on the PS5 Pro. See how it runs, see how things are. Because again, for me, it's just mm-mm, mm-mm. I rather wait. I rather like for me, I rather wait. They gotta sit down and convince me a lot for me to say, let me upgrade to a pro. Seriously, they need to sit down and convince me. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's gonna be a lot. Did I say how do you met Norman? I think I did already. But what's up either way, brother? But anyways, Mike Johnson says, do the math. 600, 700 PlayStation 5 Pro is way better. Oh Lord, let's do the math real quick on digital, right? The digital versus the digital Series X. What the one that costs 450? Let's do that math. How much is the difference right there? 100. What is it? Let me see. $250. Yeah, big difference right there. Oh, I just love when they come over here and try to show me. Oh man, let me see. I'm looking forward to Game Pass on Sifu on Game Pass. G maybe looking forward for that too, brother. I'm looking forward for that. Little Ray Tito, what's up, brother? What's up? And G maybe mentions. Don't forget that $10 beautiful upgrade they do for their games. And Brittany, I know you're in here, Brittany, again. GPG. No PG-13 or R, please, Brittany. Keep it nice. Please, Brittany, and sweet. All right. Boom. Let's go on to this topic because this one has got me thinking a lot these past few days because, man, the game industry is undergoing a generational change. Says Epic CEO Tim Sweeney, a lot of games are released with high budgets and they're not selling. Yikes. Yikes. I read this and I was like, man, this is like a nail to the coffin over there to these guys who are expecting for these big AAA games to sell and everything. You know, they got to do some changes. They got to fix something. There's something that's happening out there that these games are just not selling as well. So, literally, there's something going on. So, in Epic Games, Tim Sweeney said during his address at today's Unreal Fest in Seattle that while there's still uncertainty about what the metaverse is, the continuing growth of Fortnite and the failure of number of high profile big budget games to meet expectation is proof that it represents the future of gaming. Fortnite hits new records in concurrency, Sweeney said during his opening comments, achieving an all team peak of 110 million active users over the holiday season. An accomplishment said comes amidst a generational change in the game industry. One of the manifestations of that change we're seeing right now is that a lot of the games are released with high budgets and they're not selling nearly as well as expected. So when he said where areas other games going incredibly strong, what we're seeing is a real trend where players are gravitating toward the really big games where they can play with more of their friends. Plume, hands down, when I read that piece of that article, I was like, man, now I understand why PlayStation is looking for that service game. Why are they focused on these service games? Because I mean they got money already invested over there in Epic. I mean I know they invested. I don't remember what portion they invested in there to be a part of Epic. You know, to make some money from whatever Epic does, right? So I understand why they're looking for that service game. I get it. Why are they looking for it? Because they want it to be just like Fortnite or try to be as big as Fortnite, which as of right now, for me, they are a little bit too late on that one, right? What they got to do is deliver a service game, kind of like what with Helldivers, which they did, which actually was a really popular game until they put that PSN account, which really messed things up for 180 countries that could not purchase it, and that's why their numbers from 480 or four whatever it was 460, I think it was 460,000, has dropped to 35,000 people just playing it on Steam. And PlayStation, I don't know how many are playing them, but what I know is right that on Steam, people even went out there to buy it. Right. So, Plume, question for you, sir. With the industry the way it's changing, do you think Microsoft did the right investment with Bethesda and ABK?
Uh
You want me to give you more detail?
no, I'm just trying to think. I I think with Xbox's strategy and where they're going in terms of having to have continuous content, it is the right move because they need to have that, right? To sustain. People think like Game Pass isn't sustainable because they put all of these games in it, but I think it's actually like the other way around a bit, that they need to have constant games dropping into it and hype building around it in order to sustain it to get more subscribers, right? So I definitely think that part it makes sense why they have to have all of these developers and pub and big companies like ABK and Bethesda so that they can have just like a huge amount of games in the works, a huge amount of games that are ready to go, and then they can spread them out throughout the entire year and just build that growth of Game Pass across all of the different platforms. In terms of like development costs and everything, even with these purchases, I do agree with Tim Sweeney that the game development costs. I mean, we've been talking about this now for a very long time. You look at what's happening within the industry and
Hmm.
the amount of layoffs and games just failing. It's because they cost so much to make, and it's very much higher risk now to do that because you have to sell so many. You have to make so much back to get a good return on investment, and it's harder and harder to happen. I mean, even look at like Star Wars Outlaws. They sold 1,000,000 in 1 month. A
Damn.
million, yeah, a million sales for like a smaller game would be great, but for Star Wars Outlaws, where they're probably a huge development time, huge development costs, then you have to pay for the Star Wars IP and everything. It just has to be. They have to do a lot better than that. So um, Xbox now with all of the studios they have that ability to make smaller games where they can take they don't have to spend $300 million to develop a title, right? They could spend 100 million, maybe even under 100 million or whatever, right? And then just make like smaller double A games that to and some multiplayer games, some games as a service to sustain the production costs of their AAA games. So I do think they are in a pretty good position that way. But yeah, the industry is definitely going into a weird place because of just how expensive it is to develop these games and how much they have to make off of each one.
Because I mean, if we sit down and we look at the numbers, right? For example, where Xbox is heading with all these games, because like I said, you got to sit down, you got to speak facts about this, right? You got Forza Horizon. They got how many players playing on it? Like what was it, 30, 40 million? I think it was, or 25. I don't remember. Forza Horizon 5. It was like 40 million.
40 something like that, yeah.
40. You got Sea of Thieves already achieved like 40 million. Also 40, the top 40 million, right? You got Diablo 4, which in revenue made them $1 billion. I mean, that shit hauled revenue like
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, just Diablo 4. I mean, out of the ABKD, all right? Out of the ABKD, which cost, what was it, 76?
Yeah.
68 billion, right? 68, $70 billion, right? Something like that. They
Mhm.
already made 1 billion in a couple months. One.
Yeah.
1 billion in a couple months.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And not only that, when Call of Duty drops by, that's gonna make a bunch. It's gonna make a bunch too. I mean, Call of Duty Mobile makes a shitload, and phew, I can imagine how much Call of Duty just itself is gonna bring them in. It's gonna bring them a lot of money. So when I asked you this question, it's like that's the whole point. Like Microsoft, what I think made the right investment because look at what Bethesda, right? With Starfield, Starfield maybe a single player, but as it being a single player though, it's um it got a peak of 330,000 over there on Steam. We saw that 13 million players played this game. Was it 13 million players, right? It's
Yeah.
13 million players played this game, and when you do that, or how many hours did they put? Was it 13 million hours? I don't remember.
It's a lot.
It was a lot of hours. It was a lot of hours that people put into this game, and when you reduced it, by the many players they had, it was like 40 hours each players basically that they played into this game. So they had 330,000 on Steam. Fallout 4 is another prime example. I mean, the highest peak was 480,000 on Steam, right? So those type of games draw a crowd. Those type of games bring people, and Fallout 4 was basically a single player game. But damn, 480,000 people playing the single player game. It's amazing. Now, when we jump over here with Sony though, and we look at their numbers, right? I mean, I even took pictures of this today, and I was just laughing my butt off because I troll a lot of here over here in Dominican Republic. There's a fanboy going on, but it's for fun. I troll them a lot with a lot of stuff. But let me give you these numbers, Plume. Right, you're gonna be amazed with Sony numbers. Check this out. Hold on, let me look for it real quick. Hold on, let me see where this is. I found it now. I found it. So let's talk about the PlayStation numbers over here on Steam, right? With their single player games, right? Oh, it froze on me. What the heck? But I think God of War, its highest peak was 35,000. God of War Ragnarok was
On
35,000. Its
on
highest peak
PC?
on PC on Steam, 35,000. Plume,
I can look it up right now.
35,000.
If yours froze, yeah. Okay, got it.
35,000, which is insane. Man, what am I going to check? I have it right here. Hold on.
Yeah, 35,615, yeah.
35.
35,615, yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima highest peak is 77,154. Marvel Spider-Man Remaster, which that one I was really impressed, is 66,000 highest peak.
Mhm.
Horizon Zero Dawn is 50,000 highest peak. God of War, the original one, was 73,000 highest peak. And Ratchet and Crank, which I called it Crank, sorry, Ratchet and Clank, is 8,757 highest peak.
Yeah. Now imagine if they would have released these day and date though on PC. How much I think the numbers would be
That, I
way
mean,
higher.
that would have been better without the PSN account, of course. If they would have
Yeah,
released it and without blocking the 180 countries, they would have gained more. They would have done, they would have gained more and sold more, right? They would have done this. But at the end of the day, they keep on doing this PSN account. They're just not going to sell. They're just not going to help out. People are going to give them negative reviews. I mean, on Steam, they were giving negative reviews to God of War Ragnarok. And what's the next one they're releasing that's coming with the PSN account? I forgot. They mentioned one more that's coming out with PSN account these past couple of days. I can't.
Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon. That's going to be another one that's just going to start getting negatives. It's going to be a negative game. Man, I saw pictures side by side comparison to the remaster version. Oh my god, it's just details that they're fixing. That's it, and they're charging $10 for that upgrade. Oh man, it's awful, awful, awful.
Again, another like quality of life feature you would think would help Xbox sell more consoles is just literally taking your Xbox One disc, putting it in, and getting the Xbox Series version of it. But
Exactly.
right,
There you go. We're marketing it. They need to market that sucker, boom. They need to. They need to. They need to.
yeah.
I mean, look. Here comes another one. I mean, because after I read what Sweeney said today, I was starting to think, like, what can Sony do? Because Xbox has that nailed down. Xbox has no problems with their service games. They don't. I mean, they have those suckers nailed down. We mentioned how much Diablo 4 made. We mentioned Call of Duty. We mentioned, shit. They're making tons of money from these games, right? They are making it. From what's it called? King, whatever it's called. King something.
King, yeah, the Bubble Pop, Candy Crush, whatever
King,
it's called. I don't
King, yeah,
know.
from King. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's making them a shit. I mean, Xbox got that nailed down now. I mean, they got what's happening now is that they got this nailed down. So, what can Sony do to make a good live service or a great single player game to achieve these heights? That is something that I am asking myself like today, like what can they do to get this achievement, to get these heights? Because no matter what they do, right, it's just not the same as Xbox is doing. What do you think, Bloom?
It'll be difficult. It'll be very difficult to break into the multiplayer games as a service. We've already seen it happen. How difficult it is with Concord, right? Of course, like, and they have IPs that could do well, but like, are they going to be sustainable? But I think that's why, like, and I should clarify, like, sustainable for a multiplayer. Like that Spider-Man game probably would have been cool, but would it be a huge game people are playing all the time? Not sure. I guess it would depend, like how it stacks up to other games people play. But people have their live service games, the service games that they enjoy, and you have to be able to create something that will want to take them away from that and also take their friends away from it, right? Because they probably have their squads and their friends and everyone's playing it together. So it's hard. break into that market. But um, yeah, it's they're gonna have to do something. I guess that's why they purchased Bungie. That's their big
Hmm.
start into get that. Like they have Destiny. I know it's been a debacle with that purchase so far as well. That has not been good with everything that's gone down. But they do have Destiny. They do have the Destiny IP, which could be lucrative. Like it'll make them their games as a service money for maybe not in this moment. I'm not sure what many people are playing Destiny 2 right now. It's still pretty big, but Destiny 3, they'll have that. And then hopefully
I think didn't that
for
get
them.
canceled because there was a rumor that it got canceled. Destiny 3 got canceled and canned. I think it was.
Really? Destiny 3?
Yeah, I think they were like broken out. They got canned. Let me see.
And there's also Marathon. We don't know what's going to end up, how good that's going to end up being, but that's another thing they're obviously banking on. But
Let me see. K2 Destiny 3 is not in the works at Bungie as the studio is focused on Marathon, and Destiny 2 is not in the works. Yep, that came out on August 2, 2024.
so they're going to be just continuing down, continuously adding more content to Destiny 2.
Yeah, because I mean, look, Sony needs to do something. Like, for example, right? They need to change their single players. I keep saying it. Make them co-op. Make that experience co-op. I mean, you had Spider-Man with Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Why wasn't that game co-op? It should have been a co-op game. It should have been a co-op game. People going in together, going into battle, doing something. They gotta bring some co-op games, and that's another thing, because again, these single player games, it's okay to have one, two out there. Not only that, make it linear. Not these big open world, big ass games that seriously is just tiring. They're tiring right now. There's just too many of them for you to sit down and play. And not only that, that also gives you a big backlog because you sit there like, okay, let me go play this. All right, because literally, like for the time we have for gaming, Plume, I only have like 4 hours at night to play, or 3 or 2 hours at night to play. That's tops like I can play, right? If you sit there, it's like literally like 12 to 15 hours a week I can game, which is not a lot. You got these big open world games that literally take you, like what happened with Harry Potter. I started Harry Potter on September 2nd and I beat it on Friday. A month it took me to beat that game. A month it took me to beat that game because of the time frame I have for playing games. So yes, I mean they gotta go down there and say, okay, let's make some linear games. Let's make it co-op. Let's make it fun for these people to come over here, play this game, and play it with other friends. Because it's right though. We need more games, to play with other with friends. Like for example, Remnant 2 is popular because you play with friends. State of Decay 2 is another game that's become nice because you can play with friends, have fun throughout the story with friends, and that's what we need nowadays. We need more, you know, games to play with friends, especially from that side, because all they've done is single player, arrows, shoots, horses, cats, dogs, fluffy. That's all they've been doing over there on PlayStation. But they need to do something to bring something to get a game to get those heights. Where, for example, look at Starfield. Starfield is a single player game, but look at that. How it went. I mean, that game did beautiful on Steam, got players to play on it, and it was a really popular game. I mean, that game was insane with the numbers. Boom. It was insane. Insane.
Yeah, I mean, co-op's great, but from the Sony's business side, they need to release games where people are spending money constantly on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Bloom, they're not actually spending the money right now. Because look what Square. Square took off. Square said, I'm out. I'm out. Goodbye. I'm out. And those were single player experiences. They left. They literally said, Sony, I'm out. I'm not going to develop any more games with you guys. What else? Look at Stellar Blade, for example. Stellar Blade only sold 1 billion. I mean, not 1 billion, 1 million. 1 million copies. Rise of Ronin, that was another game that did not sell as much. I don't know if those numbers have come up a little bit more, but that was another game that just did not sell as much, right? But man, it's crazy. It's crazy that they have not sat down and said, okay, let's change the strategy. Let's see what we can do to get these people, to play together, or to bring more people to jump into our hardware or something. But they're just not doing it. I don't see what they're doing out there. I'm still trying to understand what their business is, especially with the PSN account blocking 180 countries. It's crazy. It's crazy. Not allowing people to go out there and purchase a game to have fun. I don't get it.
Hopefully, they'll eventually come to their senses. I'm sure if they start seeing their numbers fall, they will at some point change it. But right now they aren't doing it. They're actually going the opposite direction and putting it on more single player games, which is crazy.
I mean, what's next for them? They got Ghost of Your Toy and what else? I mean, well, for example, Until Dawn is actually coming out, and no, I don't know who's gonna buy that remake.
No, I
That's
don't. That was interesting. I don't know why they remade that.
I don't know
It,
why
it
either.
also leaked, I think, today, like a lot of the beginning parts of it.
It leaked today. Another leak out there in the industry. But yeah, but I mean, like, I don't understand their business side of things. I mean, I don't understand. This is why I think like their console sales are kind of like coming to a halt because people are actually like noticing what's happening over here over PlayStation. Like they have no games. Literally, all they have is Wolverine, right? And Ghost of Your Toy. That's all they have right now. They talked about the Spider-Man 3 that's in development, but we don't know it's gonna probably come out next generation. We don't know nothing about because we got a TV series going on, right? With Ghost of Tsushima. I mean not Ghost of Tsushima with Last of Us. But we don't know when part three is gonna be announced. We don't know nothing about part three, and it should have been announced, just to get the things rolling. But seriously, that's what I think. Sony is all it has. All it
Sony's
has.
Sony's gonna have. So I think 2025. I thought maybe it was gonna be big, but maybe not. But like they'll have Ghost, and they'll probably have at least one other one. But there's gonna be a point. Like every company goes through this lull of. We saw this happen with Xbox as well in this generation, right? The first 2022, 2021. Well, 2021 they had Forza and they had Halo. 2022 they had no games, and that was pretty much the most dead year. And then they started putting out some first party stuff. But I mean, PlayStation is obviously developing a bunch of games in the back end. And again, as these games are costing an extreme amount of money to make, and they have long development time and long development cycle. And there's going to be a point where they have a showcase and they're showing all of them, and it's going to be they're going to have I think they're going to have games like it's going to come, but it's just when is it 2025 or 2026? That's the question. I thought 2025 was going to be the year that they bounce back and show off a bunch of stuff. Right now, will be one, and I don't know if maybe Wolverine they show off next. Who knows?
I mean, we don't know. We don't know what the roadmap is. We don't know nothing. All we know is there's another live service game that's incoming. I don't know. I don't remember what the name is. That besides there was who was making that game? What was that game called? There's a live service game that's incoming. I forgot the name of it. That they made a deal and it's coming. It's a third party publisher. It's not from the studios though. And also, which brought it to my mind, I'm still trying to understand why. A Horizon Zero Dawn multiplayer.
Well, they're doing it. Yeah, that's. I think they're doing like an MMO style game for their next one.
How is that going to work?
I don't know how it'll work, but they have a big fan base, so that one could like they have. This is why it's so confusing. Why they canceled the Last of Us multiplayer and Spider-Man and Twisted Metal. These are all established IPs that people enjoy that will check them out just because of that alone. They canceled those and decided to go with Conqueror, which is all the more confusing.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what their business strategy is. I mean, I sit down and think about where are they going? I mean, what are they doing? I mean, this is what I think like the concept come like those small halts that they're not selling as much as the PS4 and everything because I think people are just sitting there waiting to see. Okay, let's see who's actually going to do the best. To see if Xbox is going to actually deliver, with their first party games, which they happen. You mentioned like 2022 was a dry year. But we all know 2022 was a dry year because they decided to move the games forward. They decided to move to 2023 because with the whole COVID situation, it was better. And not only that, 2022, everybody moved their games to 2023. I mean, literally, 2022 was like a dry year for pretty much everyone. I mean, there wasn't like that much games released in 2022. Remember, a lot of people went in there and said, "Yeah, we're delayed to 2023.
Yeah,
Let's
there
delay
were
it."
there were a lot of delays. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of delays, and there's still delays. There's still games delayed to 2025 now. For example, Terminator Survivors. Thank God, because it was going to release this October. And I mean, look at all the games we're getting this October. But we're getting so many games. My God, I don't even know how to start. Like you got Predator Hunting Grounds. You got the Killer Night game, I think it's called, which is an indie game that looks freaking awesome. You have Meat Grinder that just came out. Is it Meat Grinder? It's like a country game or Meat something. It was called Meat something. I remember Chet talking about it. I saw the trailer of that game. I was like, oh man. But yeah, I don't know what Sony's roadmap is. I seriously don't. I seriously don't. I don't know what they're heading to because again, until that remake, it's not gonna be bought. Nobody's gonna buy that game. I don't know if it's gonna have the PSN account on PC, right?
Horizon will, yeah.
Rise, which one? Until Dawn.
Oh, Until Dawn. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I feel like it may, but I'm not
It
sure.
may, it may, it may. You think so? It may.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a weird one to have the PSN account, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be a weird to have PSN account. But why wouldn't it be weird, Pooh? Because we've been getting PSN accounts everywhere for every single game. Like for example, did God of War deserve a PSN account? No. Why do you need a PSN account for God of War? For what? Let these people go out there and buy that game and play. It's a single player game. They just want that to show the investors, oh yeah, we got these users. But the sad thing is, right? They only got 35,000 more. That's it. Only 35,000 more. And I bet you those are probably PS5 guys playing the game on there on the Steam. I bet you that 35,000
Yeah,
ISP
I
a
mean,
God of War game. Jesus.
the BSN account probably plays somewhat of a role just because of all the countries that get cut out. But I just think like if they start releasing, like imagine they release that day and date, even with the PSN requirement. I feel like the marketing, the hype, like how much marketing and hype was around the PC release of God of War Ragnarok? Not that much. They showed it off at the state of play.
Hmm.
They announced it there, I guess, and that's pretty much it. Like I haven't seen too much other than that around that. And it's also releasing when there's like all these new games that are coming out that people want to play. So are you gonna go pick up God of War Ragnarok on PC or are you gonna go play something new um instead, right? So uh, I think that I think at some point we're gonna see their games day and date on PC. Once they and they're building like a PC launcher. I think once that's ready to go, they'll still release it on Steam like Xbox does, but once their launcher is like good and they believe people will stay signed into the launcher to play games and stuff, I think we'll start seeing some PC day and date games from PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean they got to start doing that too. I mean they got to change a lot of their businesses. They got to do something because, like I said, they talk bad about Xbox, but when we look on this side, I mean it's not going too well. It's just not. For me, it's just not. I mean, I sit here and I look at what's happening. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. For me, it's just not doing it. I don't understand. It's not. Not only that, also, I mean, they actually brought a little bit of good news on their side, which I found also amazing, and that is the PlayStation is actually going to start using AI to develop the games, which we all know someone got trolled because of that, because she did not believe about the PlayStation AI. And for me, it's actually a good news that, that PlayStation should use AI to complete this development cycles, to release games faster, to get them out there, why the heck not? I mean, Microsoft is, as you know, working with the AI thing probably. I don't know if they started using it for videos. I think they have, but they're actually really focused with AI. They're going for it, right? So PlayStation going through this, I mean, it's actually good news on their side, too. I mean, they're actually building something with the AI to get this games released instead of 8 years, like what happened with Concord. They can release it probably to to between 3 and 5 years. I mean, I don't know what you think about that.
Well, I mean, development time needs to be cut for sure.
100%. It does. It
And
does.
I think that just also means like companies just making double A games more. We don't
Yep.
need the AAA banger every single time, right? Like for
Mm,
example, like you look, we're talking PlayStation stuff right now, like Astrobot. Would you like obviously maybe budget wise and everything AAA, but like if you look at it, you could compare that to some double A, like just fully gameplay fun style of games. If PlayStation just released more of that, I think it would be great. It would be great, and if more companies focused on making like just fun games like that,
yeah.
cheaper development, you'll probably sell very well if it's good, and yeah, we'll get back to like just fun video games rather than trying to make everything a movie or trying to make everything so hyper realistic.
Yeah. Because that was my main topic about the Pro. I mean, for graphics, where else are we going with graphics? I mean, for me, that's done. Graphics for me, as of right now, they're done. Right now, they got to focus on AI, make AI more smarter against us, especially in gaming. Make it a challenge. Let's have some fun. That's something I really want to see AI to challenge me. Not only on Souls games. No. I want to see AI make it challenging. For example, in Call of Duty, those type of games that that I got to think differently in order to head into this battle or into this gunfight. To go through the enemies. I need AI to be different. That's something I need to start happening. Because, like I said, with graphics, boom, I think we're at the top of the line, 100%.
Yeah. No, I think it's very small returns now we're going to be getting going forward. Even next generation, Xbox puts out the biggest generational leap. Yeah, it'll be cool. But how much better is it going to look than what we have right now, right? It's going to be more performance, more frames, but like video image quality, video and like graphics and stuff and details, yeah, it'll be an improvement, but it's not going to be like you're not going to have that wow moment that we had in previous like going from Xbox to the 360. I think that's gone.
Let me see. Even Sanjay Martinez game is saying even the general public said if you want 60 FPS, don't get the Pro. It has the same CPU as regular PS5. You just get better shadows. Oh, dude.
But we have to keep in mind it's the AI upscaling tech that's going to be huge. Even Xbox next gen. No matter how much power they put into the console, AI upscaling tech is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I want them to use those features because that's where the features come in, right, Plume? That they have not been using them.
No, they have not. That's
These devs have not been using nothing, pretty
like I
much.
mean FSR 3, how many games use it on Xbox?
Hmm.
One? I don't even know, but it's not very many.
Let me see. FSR 3, how many games use it? Let's check this out. Oh, wow. Also, the big news is AMD is now confirming FSR 3. Technology is available or soon will be in as many as 60 games. Oh my
Well,
god.
okay, so like as of right now, I think Mortals of Avium used it.
What is it,
I
baby?
believe RoboCop used it.
Oh, Robocop. Now that game is beautiful, dude. Ooh,
Yeah.
that is one.
Avatar, I think, uses it. I
Let me,
have to look, but it's like a minority of games. It's not that many.
let me see. It's available now in 5 games, and the 5 games are they're not even saying it. Ghost of Tsushima Director Scott added in May. God of War Ragnarok. All these are for PlayStation. Ah, hold on. Let me see now. Real quick. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Immortals of Avium uses it. I think it was mentioned that, and some other games that were mentioned on that. But like I said, they're not using the features. Which, if they use the features, we would see even games look way better than what they are now, right? But like I said,
Yeah.
it's just all details. That's all details. That's it. But yeah, AI upscaling is going to be the next gen, and not only that, we need to see also AI become a challenge in gaming. We need it to be a challenge. We needed to like not sit there with like a stiff face, like looking at you like hello, like this, and say hi. My name is Bob. That's it. Just stare at you. Bob, what happened? And then they like make us smile like, yeah, I'm just mad. And just stay there like pause, like they say, I'm just mad because this damn thing, came at me. I'm just tired of all this freaking stuff that's happening to me in this damn world. This demon is eating me up. I'm trying. Can you go out there and destroy that MF for me, man? I needed to like to do something like act more realistically and just like looking realistically. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, that's where yeah. I mean, that's where AI is going to have a huge advantage. NPCs pretty much. It's like how are they all unique? I mean, just think about like even like a game like GTA or something how much AI could work with NPCs.
Oh
And
no, GTA has that down, man. I mean, they are just all the time they do something different. I mean, the other day I found out like
yeah, sorry.
they always like chase. I remember one day in GTA they were like chasing like a prisoner bus, like where they take the prisoners, and then they go out there and they see like bodies out there on the floor, like they're taking the prisoners and killing them out there or something. I was like, wow. I mean, it's amazing all the stuff that AI does in GTA, also in Red Dead Redemption. It's just they have that nailed down over there. They
Yeah,
do.
and imagine with like even more implementation, like the
Yeah.
uniqueness of the NPCs. I don't know. I think that will be the cool thing.
Yep. Same here. Same here. Well, Plume, guess what? We're gonna have to end the show early because we went through everything. Unless if you want to add something up.
I no, I'm good. That was good discussion.
Good discussion. We're good. We're good. We're good. Well, guys, it's time to land this plane. Let's go. It's time to land this plane because this week, man, it's just been a slow news week. There hasn't been much to talk about. We just got to keep on adding, see what we can find. But this week has been slow. We already talked about the Shire situation. We talked a little bit about, PlayStation's AI, which got brought up. I think it was this week or last week. I don't remember, but it got brought up. We talked a little bit about Ubisoft and what's happening about Ubisoft, and yeah, the whole situation with Microsoft asking the devs and everything. I mean, that's about it. We have nothing else in the generational leap, generational change. I mean, that's about it. But anyways, chat, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us today. It was fun. It was awesome. We had a lot of fun here with you guys. You guys kept it on going, kept it fantastic. There was one guy in there getting kind of mad, especially when we said PC day and day. So that's why I timed him out a little bit so he can take a chill pill because he was getting pretty aggravated. So I said, you know what? Chill pill for you, buddy. And yeah, he needed to just go and chill
More
out.
more people can play games. How
What
is that a
happened?
bad thing? More people can play games. Somehow aggravates people.
Exactly. Yeah, it does kind of aggravate him, especially when he said that it's not fucking going to day and day on PC. I was like, huh? Why you gotta add that term in there? I mean, dude, it's gonna happen no matter what. I mean, they started to do it. I'm sorry, they started to do it with look at Conquer. It was day and day on PC, whether you liked it or not. It was day and day on PC,
Oh yeah, that's
and
true. They already did it. Yeah,
they
you're right.
already did it. Yes, so they cannot go out there and say yeah, it's not gonna happen when it is happening.
Yeah, it's already happened. Yeah, that's true.
It is, it is, it is. But anyways, thank you for hanging out with us. It was fun. You guys rock. Plume. Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Yes, sir. You can find me YouTube Plume Gaming 8 a.m. for my morning news show, and you can find me on X as well. Just looking at everything that's happening in the gaming world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can find the crazy one simple and easy. You can find me at Crazy Lou Gaming out there on Twitter. You can also find us on our Discord, which I will post a link right now if it's not down below in our description. But again, just in case, I'll post a link right here if you guys want to join our Discord so you can play games and everything. You can find the crazy one there too. And also, right? 12 noonish over the Double Barrel Gaming YouTube channel on Tuesday. Xbox Factor Podcast. When I'm not busy and I can come on, I will hop on and join them. 12 noon. Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET with Sourblow, the Big Plume, and Silent Cypher. Sometimes when the new legal and direct gaming says, Lou, we're going on, we go live, I send the signal out. That's about it. Out there on Twitter, Discord, and YouTube that we're going live in direct gaming. And last but not least, well, we got two more either way. Um, Xbox International Podcast on Fridays, 7 p.m. ET. That's the one in Espanol with Elvis, Ascal Gaming, Metal Berserker, and Eternal Shaddai. And the last one is Good Morning with Crazy Lou. From Mondays to Saturday, I send that signal out and tell everybody, hey, the Crazy Lou is going live to talk about what's going on gaming media. That's where you can find the crazy one. Wow, I got a big list. My God, Plume, so many podcasts.
Yeah, busy man.
Busy man, busy man, all the way. But hey, even though I do a lot of podcasts, I always have time to game. Yes, I do. So, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell so I can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, remember. Let's go. Let's rock and let's play video games. Yes. See you all next Wednesday. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome night. And
Yeah.
remember, have fun, game, and just have fun. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you aboard next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.